let's talk a bit about this press conference after, because afterwards, CM Punk made his way to speak with the media and seemed to be pretty pissed off. And this is from Andrew Thompson's report up on the site.
Do you actually guys want to listen to it?
Yeah, let's just if we can play it, let's play the clip.
Just a 2-minute 20 clip here, and then we'll get our reactions to it right here.
Business.
All right. That was CM Punk's comments afterwards. And there will. I'm sure there will be the contingent tomorrow. That's man, what a work! They're building something up. I think people can read between the lines at a certain point, because it gets comical at some points of like the inability for people to grasp like real issues that arise out of this. But nonetheless. Do you have any reaction? I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but obviously this was a unique place to voice this, but obviously felt the need to. Which listen, if he was wrongly accused of this, like I understand that anger when he's being accused of something publicly that if he had nothing to do with, you are going to want to defend yourself.
It is the nature of professional wrestling and professional wrestling fans to question everything that they hear, especially when it's involving other professional wrestlers talking about other professional wrestlers. Hearing the conviction in his voice, hearing maybe the parties being brought up, such as Colt Cabana's mother, I can pretty confidently say I don't see him working with Colt Cabana in a professional wrestling fictitious fashion anytime soon. I won't necessarily rule out a program with like Hangman Page down the line. But maybe to me, Punk might just be either that convincing of a speaker for me to truly believe in his words. But I'm leaning towards like, hey, like this is a guy who clearly has a lot on his mind and just simply wanted to get it out there once this live microphone was in front of him. It's certainly interesting, and if the idea is to get people to stop talking, I mean, this will do anything but. Really, we're going to be talking about this for the whole week, I'm sure.
What's the exact he sounds really upset? What's the thing that Hangman said like on TV that got him so?
It's workers' rights. You talk a lot about workers' rights, but we don't see evidence of that or something along those lines.
And it was calling Punk out when he was not available.
Gotcha. Yeah. He sounds pretty angry.
It's not like I'm with you, Wei. Like you definitely, I don't see this as like a work or anything. But it's like you're talking about EVPs. So Kenny, the Bucks, Hangman. These are all top guys. You're the champion of this company, and you would expect
This is the top star
at some point.
Yeah,
this is the top star sitting down in front of like media, and this clip will circulate everywhere. And if you wanted to downplay like the talk of like your chaos in your locker room, you have now amplified it to an unimaginable degree than it was 3 hours ago. Like it looks like here is your top star that is coming out, and listen, the EVPs that couldn't run a target. Like this is some people will just take this as like nothing serious, but I think it really does just kind of amplify all that's existed over these last few weeks, where like this has been such a focus of all of this. Like this just sounds like anarchy in your locker room that is now just spilling out into the public, and you're just getting guys that are coming out here and just knocking each other. And I don't think any of this is in the direction of business at all. This is all just this just sounds like venting, and I think it's pro wrestling. You can always
turn it into business.
You can at some point, but I don't feel we are at that point right now.
Well, what's interesting is like this comes in the midst of like them rekindling this MJF CM Punk deal, and it makes me wonder. I wonder how the audience will kind of react to this, whether or not like this further fans sort of like the negative reaction that people have starting to build towards CM Punk, or if people are going to continue to be on his side. I'm probably of the opinion that like fans at this point are more likely to not want to cheer for Punk and be on the side of Colt Cabana or like the Bucks and Kenny, for instance. And how does that affect this MJF storyline, where I still feel like it's relatively clear that it's MJF going in as a heel versus Punk as a babyface? There's no doubt to be like it'll get brought up in some sort of fashion. whether in a cast or rap or just even something like that. But how far along do they go with it to really kind of, embed it into whatever narrative that they already had planned?
Yeah, I would just say like this is like you are always going to have like issues among talents, especially when some are higher on the pecking order than others. But when it is spilling out like to promos on television and to events like this, I just think like at a certain point like this, you do need to have that bad cop that is going to play that role in here, that is not going to be able to just let guys go out and cut these promos on each other that are leading nowhere. And you're calling out a guy to come answer a challenge that no one's expecting to come. And it just makes your baby face look silly in all of this. And this is not like a direction you're going in. So, there's, we brought it up several times in all of this, because it's not like it's an isolated incident, that you have this structure of, we don't have writers, and we leave the promos to, go out there, you do your bullet points or whatnot, but there's stuff that like it crosses a certain line for people. Well, what is that line? If you're a Hangman Page, like, yeah, you're trying to like really convey like a personal hatred for the guy. You're building to a match. Like that was the design of Hangman's promo. And that's like, where do you kind of define that line? Each performer is going to have a different one.
Yeah, is it like, sunny days kind of thing? You say something that can officially like piss someone off in so many different ways that you're just trying to sell a match.
It is getting to that level, isn't it? Where like I could like, like as tense as maybe what Sean and Brett were going through on live TV and behind the scenes. Like years from now, will we be talking about, CM Punk and AEW in 2022 and what will come of this? It is very interesting and continues to be.
It's just like you didn't hear about any of this stuff before Punk came in, and there's been a lot since Punk came in. Cody left, there's Eddie Kingston is very vocal, and I'm sure there's some working it with it as well, but he seems to not like Punk. Mox's promos obviously were more work, but like there does seem to be like shit going on, and now it's just blown up in front of us. It's
wrestling's back, baby.
Yeah. But I felt uncomfortable just watching that there.
Yeah, just
like, man, I like AEW, and I feel like I'm becoming a WWE guy again after this weekend.
Stop it! Stop talking like that. No,
I want to know what the question was that prompted that answer.
I'll be listening to that whole press conference right after this, believe me.
Yeah.
But again, like for better or worse, all these things now. Look, they just paid off this whole MJF thing that like was, I think, of a similar, vibe. Like, yeah, at least we're to believe, that MJF was very unhappy with what was going on within the company. And they turned it into a story. I don't doubt that, the wheels are spinning in Tony Khan to think about how he can make money off of this, and maybe he should. So, we'll see how AEW handles it. This is one of those things that like makes professional wrestling so incredibly weird and so incredibly unique. You could take real life elements and somehow turn it into art, or vice versa. So it could be a potential sort of like avenue to create something exciting for AEW.